We will continue our discussion last meeting that we were discussing about crime. And we know that as defined, crime is an act or omission punishable by law. They are also under the revised penal code. They are also known as felonies, di ba? So we also define what is law, and we know that these are uh, things now that are laid down or obtained. They are ordained and they are established, and rule or method according to its phenomena or actions coexist or follow each other. Now, according to Campbell, that law must be followed, no? It must be obeyed and followed by the citizens. Otherwise, they will be subject to sanctions and legal consequences. So that's law. Law, as also defined in the Wikipedia, law is a set of rules that are created and are enforceable by social and governmental institutions to regulate behavior. So that's the definition of law given by the wiki. Actually, this is a popular definition of law. However, it is subject to long-standing debate as to what particular law, because it varies according to country, according to place, according to certain circumstance. So, like for example, in the Philippines, we prohibit the use of marijuana. However, there are states in the United States that using marijuana is legal. So it varies. No, what are these places or countries? What law is considered to them? However, as general principle and general basis or reference, law is a set of rules that are created and are enforceable by social or governmental institutions to regulate behavior. Law, as according to the Black Law Dictionary, it is that is laid down, ordained, or established, and a rule or method according to its phenomena or actions coexist or follow each other. It must be obeyed and followed by citizens, subject to sanctions or legal consequences. So that is law. We also tried to distinguish. We also tried to know which comes first. Is it the law or is it the crime? No? Now we discussed that using the definition. I mean that legal maxim that we discussed, the nullium crimen nullia poena sine lihi, meaning in English, there is no crime if there is no penal law punishing it. Now, take note that we try to distinguish, applying this legal maxim, we try to distinguish the two kinds of crime according to its nature. That is, the mala in se and the mala prohibita. Mala in se are those wrong. No, mala represents wrong, or it is defined as wrong. So, or it's evil or crime. These are inherently wrong. Ang kini siyang mala in se. And the other one, the mala prohibita, it is wrong because it is prohibited. Now, the nullium crimen nullia poena sine lihi is what we call as the legalistic principle, no? Because it tries to find the basis why it becomes a crime. No? Why is it considered as a crime? So it's the law that is being searched by that principle to consider that such act is a crime. That's why that this nullium crimen nullia poena sine lihi generally refers to that mala prohibita. So if you are asked kung asa yung nag-una, it depends. No? Your answer will be, it depends. If it is a mala in se, then it is the crime that comes first. If it is a mala prohibita, it should be the law that comes first. Okay, so I have also discussed with you the sources of criminal law, the revised penal code, for example, the physical injuries, homicide, murder, alarms and scandal, treason, rape. So daghan nga mga crime nga naa diya sa revised penal code. Other sources of criminal law, the special penal laws, for example, Republic Act, Presidential Decree, Batas Pambansa. So, violation of Republic Act 7610. This is the Child Abuse Act, di ba? Violation of RA 9262. This is the VAUSI law. Violation of Republic Act 9165, the Comprehensive Dangerous Drugs Act of 2002. So mo na siya class ang mga examples, example sa mga crimes nga naa sa atong balaod. Now take note also that naay i-classify na diha sa revised penal code whether ang kana nga crime is crime against person and crime against property. Crimes against property is thief, it's or malicious mischief. On the other hand, crime against person, mga physical injuries, homicide, grave coercion, like that. How about treason, rebellion? These are crime against national security. So, i-classify na siya nga under the revised penal code. Now, let us go to theory because our subject is theories of crime causation. What is theory? What is theory? Theory means any system of ideas arranged in rational order that produce general principles which increase our understanding and explanations. So when we say system of ideas, meaning system, it's in place with their corresponding rule, with the respective rule kung sa ilang gamit. Like for example, sa kung gikuha ninyo nga water system. So naa na sila yung mga function diha, nganong naay gripo, nganong naay tanking, nganong naay distribution line, nganong naay spring, mao na siya ang system, with this system of ideas. It is arranged in rational order. When we say rational order, it is with bases. It is based on reason. Sometimes, unsa may rationale, di ba? Unsa may rationale ni ana, unsa may kapasikaran ni ana. And it produces general principles. When you say general principles, it is applicable sa tanan nga mga panghitabo, except those that are very specific nga mga theories, specific theories. Kwanto siya, they are in the form of exception. However, theory is generally a general principle. And the function of that is to increase our understanding and explanations. Later on, we'll show, I have, siguro, ako naman discuss, katong produce general principles. Example of that is the crime triangle, di ba? Crime triangle. So, ato po na i-pass upan nato na siya nga about crime triangle. Now, let us go to the theoretical explanations of the causes of crime that it tries to contribute to. Number one, understanding of criminal behavior. So, understanding, as what I have said in our first meeting, that we are enrolled in this subject so that we have an in-depth understanding of criminal behavior, di ba? How do we understand? How do we handle situations? We are handling people, no? If you are apprehending criminal, so or accused, so ato na siya i-understand. And also, we try to understand what are the causes, no? What are the causes of these crimes? So, mo na siya nga naa na siya ang primero ang theoretical explanations sa kining sa causes of crime. It contributes to understanding criminal behavior. Second is that it provide important framework for examining current policies. Provide siya important framework. Kasi framework ang iyang yang sundanan, no? Sundanan for the examination of current policies. What are our current policies? What is our policy regarding agriculture? What are our policy regarding importation? Ano sa may atong policy regarding sa mga minors? Ano sa may atong policy about population? Are they contributory to the crime rate? Are they contributory to the figure that we have seen in the crime index? So it's all that. It's all in that. These theoretical explanations provide important framework. Doon ay sulundanon, no? Ano ay sumbanan na to pag-examine sa atong current policies. Then present treatment efforts to deal with or alleviate crime problem. So it present treatment effort, meaning when you say treatment effort, it is the treatment itself. It is the cure. It is the cure. What is our suggestion to that specific crime problem? So mo na nga we present treatment effort as according to our discussion, treatment efforts, the cure to deal with, meaning how do we handle and how do alleviate criminal problem, meaning how do we resolve, how do we give solution to these crime problems. So these are the theoretical explanations that contribute to these three instances. Now, let us go to the example of general principles, the crime triangle. It is also a theory that is also known as the routine activity theory. Okay, this is the diagram. No? This is the diagram of that routine activity theory. Kini siyang nasa dark blue. They are the main actors surrounding the problem. So this crime triangle, take note class, that this also talks about the ingredients of crime. Diba? Na ay offender, na ay place, na ay target or victim. So they are important ingredients that without which, no, kung walay place, walay crime mahitabo. Or walay victim mahitabo. Walay offender, walay crime mahitabo. Diba? Walay offender, walay crime mahitabo. Meaning, if we will try to isolate ato kuhaon, tanggalon ni, kung unsay mga intervention nato, for example, place, nga ngit-ngit, butang atog light, di ba? Victim, di ka mao, inosente, ato educate. Offender, walay trabaho, atong i-employ. So, probably, these are interventions that could resolve the problem, resolve the crime problem. That's the criminal, that is the crime triangle. That's an example of the theory of general principle. Now, let us go to the criminal behavior. Criminal behavior. That is, one of our goal is understanding criminal behavior. What is criminal behavior? As defined, criminal behavior, wait, if I have the definition of criminal behavior, wala man na rin sa slide na po, butang. Anyway, no? Criminal behavior is, you take note na lang. Criminal behavior refers to the conduct of an offender, that leads to and including the commission of an unlawful act. So take note of that. The definition of criminal behavior refers to the conduct, when you say conduct, yung action based on his personality, based on his inner drive. That is the conduct. The conduct of who? The conduct of the offender. No? The conduct of who is an offender? An offender is the one who committed the offense. He is the accused. He is the suspect. No? He is the perpetrator. He is the one who committed the offense. Diba? From the word offense, he is called offender. It refers to the conduct of the offender that leads to, meaning before pa nahitabo ang crime, that leads to, leading pa lang, no? Leading towards the commission of the crime and the commission of the crime itself. No? Commission, including the commission of the unlawful act. So that covers the criminal behavior. No? Covers the criminal behavior, the behavior of the person. Now, criminal behavior, there are theoretical models, three broad theoretical models of criminal behavior: the psychological, the sociological, and the biological. But this cannot be separated because all these three factors play a role in the expression of behavior, meaning they are intertwined. No? Sa personality sa tao, kining tulo ka aspeto, psychological, sociological, and biological, interrelated ni siya that they cannot be separated. No? You cannot pinpoint directly sa iyang psychological because iyang psychological could perhaps be influenced by his sociological, how he grow, how sa iyang values, sa iyang family, sa iyang barkada. So ang unsa may na-influence sa iyang behavior. Also this biological, no, unsa may the way he thinks because naa siya unsay kuan niya, unsay iyang gwapo siya. So kuan kay siya kanang confident kay siya. Unya ang usa is medyo gwapo lang pero confident lang gihapon. Gwapo pero bright, di ba? So depende na siya. Now, as my emphasis is that dili na siya pwede mabuwag no, sa kinaiya sa tao because they are interrelated. As to the psychological approach, it talks about the different models were adopted as early as the works of Sigmund Freud. Now, Sigmund Freud is famous of that his theory. No? I mean, his invention of that psychoanalysis. No? Psychoanalysis is the reading of the mind of the person based on scientific nga mga findings and studies, data, and other principles sa psychological, no? Psychological approach. So Sigmund Freud was I think I mean he was an Austrian, no? Austrian siya nga psychologist. He was also a professor. The psychological approaches class are fundamental assumptions of psychological theories of criminality and human behavior in general. Meaning this psychological approach do not limit only to the theories of criminality, but it also include human behavior in general. So dako ang scope sa psychological approaches. Now let us go to 6 principles to establish psychological explanations of criminal behavior. There are 6 principles according to psychologists, no, nga maka-establish sa psychological explanations of criminal behavior. One of that principle is that individual is the primary unit of analysis in psychological theories, meaning focus sa tao ang psychological explanations. Unlike in contrast to sociological, sociological is more focused on the behavior of the persons in a group. This one is focus nila is primary unit of analysis is the individual, ang tagsa-tagsa katao. Although these individuals can be subjected to psychological analysis in a group, no? But its primary unit of analysis is the psychological. I mean, is the individual of that psychological theory. Second is the personality is the major motivational element that drives behavior within individual. Meaning, ang personality ko no is the root, no? Mo na ang diha nakaangkla ang imong mga motivational element sa imong mga values, sa imong goal sa imong life, sa may imong sa may gusto nimo nga i-project nimo sa imong identity sa mga tao. So that is based on your personality. That is according to the psychologist, no? Nga personality is the major motivational element that drives the behavior of the person. Now, it's also stated as one of the 6 principles that crime is a result from abnormal, dysfunctional, or inappropriate mental processes within the personality of an individual. So, ang krimen ko makumit because the person is thinking abnormally. No? There's something wrong in his mind, dysfunctional or inappropriate mental processes. Basinog na-carried lang siya sa iyang emotion, di ba? Nalubatan siya or unsay mga drives nga iyang nahimo ang crime. But according to the psychologist, crimes are result of abnormal, dysfunctional, inappropriate mental processes. And then, number 4, normality is defined by social consensus. How do we define normal? Masawa man na ito nga normal na siyang tawhana. Punta nga, kay kuha na siya, taas na siya grade, bright na siyang tawhana, taas na siya IQ, no? Yun ang mga psychologists. Ang normal is defined by social consensus. So, sa may ito, pagtanawan na niya, no? Kaya ang sa man na siya, sa may ito, pagtanaw ni man tawana, di ba? Ngan mo kalit rin siya katawa, di ba? Normal ba ka na siya? It is not based on his rating sa iyang intelligent quotient or iyang mga how genius he is, but it is defined by social consensus. Criminal behavior may be purposeful for the individual insofar as it addresses certain felt needs. Matod pa diha nga ang criminal behavior kuno sometimes be of use, meaning it can be useful sometimes. Kanus aman insofar as it addresses certain felt needs. That's why this principle could be sometime dubbed as a wake-up call because we can only find out kung unsay need yun sa person when nakakumit na ang tao criminal act. Nang usahay dead mara kayo ta or we are so manhid, we are so insensitive to look the needs of the persons. Ingon ta nga, sagdi na siya, kainana na siya. But later on, we only realize that nanginahanglan gid siya kwarta mo na nga niapil na siya pangawat, di ba? So it is a wake-up call for us. We should be as early as possible so that crime will be avoided or can be avoided. We try to be sensible also to the needs of the other person because it is useful. It is useful in determining what would be what would be the event in the future. For example, mga criminal incidents. So it is useful. Criminal behavior is useful in as far as it addresses certain felt needs. And lastly, defective or abnormal mental processes may have a variety of causes. So ang kaning mga abnormal thinking sa tao, mental processes may not only due to a single cause but it could be nga daghan og problema murag kanang tao nga pasan na niya ang mundo ngano man wa siya kwarta wa siya uyab wa siya bitaw nagtigom-tigom nagkaabot na ang iyang mga problema so mo na siya nga it could be nga he will be that state of mind nga abnormal na because of kanang mga variety of causes. Now, with that, it also introduces this operant learning models of behavior of crime control, how they control crime. According to B.F. Skinner, he is the one who introduced this operant conditioning. It is the type of learning where behavior is controlled by the consequence of his action, either by punishment or enforcement. Pwede siya silutan or kung nagmaayo ang iyang nagmaayo ang iyang gawi or iyang behavior, then pwede siya reinforce, pwede siya tagag premyo. Tagaan siya premyo, tagaan siya award, tagaan siya reward, tagaan siya favor. So na siya. Most likely, you try to research na lang what is operant conditioning according to Skinner using his Skinner box. So Skinner said that he himself recognized that punishment was generally ineffective in behavior modification, and that reinforcement worked better. No? Behavior modification ang punishment dili maka-modify og maayo. But ang reinforcement worked better. He has that suggestion. He has that suggestion that in order to make the punishment effective, it should be applied properly. Punishment must be applied immediately, implementar diretso, or it should be inescapable, walay makalighod. And of course, it should be sufficiently unpleasant. Remember that. It should be applied immediately, implementar diretso, ay dugay-dugaya, di paabtog pila ka tuig, kundi naadayon ang punishment. Should be inescapable, walay pabor-pabor, no? No one is above the law. It should be applied to all. And that it should be sufficiently unpleasant. Kanang mag-uol gid siya, kanang kuan gid sa iyang sa iyang kaugalingon nga makakuan siya remorse, magbasol siya, magrepent siya. Because it is unpleasant to stay in jail, di ba? But harsh forms of punishment has not significantly reduced recidivism rate. So, recidivism, katong balik-balik na lang sa prisuhan. No? So, other psychological principles were applied such as rehabilitation, relearning, retraining, and educational programs. So, mo na ang mga suggested, no? Nga instead of punishment, so we have to rehabilitate, i-relearn, i-retrain, i-re-educate na to ang tao. Dili negative puro ang atong i-work out para i-punish siya. No, because gamay ra, matod pa ni Skinner, gamay ra epekto. Dapat reinforcement kay mas epektibo, di ba? And that it is adapted in our society. Ang atong pagpreso sa tao is not to make him ang atong purpose niya is to reform himself, di ba? Rehabilitate mo to siya, i-relearn, i-retrain, and also offering him educational programs. Other psychological methods used, such as maintaining visible presence of law enforcement and other methods to maintain self-awareness in tempting situation. These are other psychological methods, no? Instead punishment or reinforcement, there are also other rehabilitation, relearning, retraining, naapod ning ang mga inani nga mga psychological nga other psychological methods. So that's all for now. Try to study kung unsa to ako ikuan. Anyway, you can pause kung gusto ninyo tan-awon kung unsa to akong i-explain, balikon para makasabot, di ba? So it takes kuan man lang good patience. It takes diligence nga makamao mo sa leksyon. And I know you have that interest to learn sa atong subject matter. So, daghang salamat dinhi lang taanay, no? Because I will be uploading another video for you to learn. Then siguro hopefully we can have our prelim exam next week. So that's all for now, and good luck everybody. God bless. Thank you.